talking about the new term of 22 to 26, everything we've been deciding has to be almost thrown away. Almost nobody in the paddock, I'm talking about staff, will keep his salary as it was planned when we started 2020. Talking about riders, it's very difficult to understand.
Yeah, and just shortly, because now we are talking about the riders and salaries, and in MotoGP normally they have a really nice and decent money they get, but don't forget the Moto2 and the Moto3 riders who are in a completely different situation with much less incomes. And don't forget either that we have riders who need the personal sponsors to be able to race in the World Championship. So I think they are already in a much complicated situation.
For sure, Moto2, Moto3 will be suffering more, but we already started to help them, the teams. And when I say the teams, is riders and mechanics.
Yeah.
And we will do more. We are working on more, and we want to help everyone. I'm not talking only MotoGP, everyone.
Let's talk a bit more about the worst scenario, because also Carmelo mentioned recently in an interview that even if we don't have any championship this year, we can survive. And I think that under he meant the championship itself. But what about the teams? And now let's talk a bit about the Moto2 and the Moto3 teams. And I know it's not an easy and maybe not a nice question either, but percentage-wise, can you guess, or do you have any feelings maybe how many Moto2, Moto3 teams can survive?
I hope all of them. This is the idea, I hope all of them. For sure, you have teams that have more history, that are here for a longer time, so maybe they are a little bit safer, I don't know. But we want to try to keep the whole grid. It means the whole Moto3, the whole Moto2, and the whole MotoGP. This is the target. Then after, I don't know, if the minimum we can give them is helping some team to go through and some other team is not enough, now it's difficult to say. But really the target is to keep all our members on board. All our members. Will we succeed? I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't know, because I am not in the financial book of every single team, so I don't know what is their situation. Sure. But clearly, we want to try to match the minimum cost they have to have in order to keep the company alive. That's what we want, but that's the target.
Yeah, but also clearly Dorna doesn't have all the money of the world, so also their possibilities are limited.
No, but Dorna, don't forget that Dorna don't receive any money, so Dorna is in the same struggle and the same situation than the team. Sure. So we need to convince our owner, which are Bridgepoint, because Dorna is a team, just bigger. It works like a team, So Dorna is not a bank. Dorna is not the BCE, which is the European Community Bank. So we have to find a solution, and everybody needs to understand. We need to have you giving us the minimum guarantee you need to keep your company alive. But if you start to become crazy, hey, that won't happen. So we are going through a tough time. Everybody will suffer. Everybody. And, we hope some people will be sensible, and not, thinking, they will get the same support that if the world was going normal and if we were going to race 20 races. No, it's not going to happen. So, we will see. We do our best. But our best is limited, as you said.
Sure.
And we hope that limit will be enough. We hope.
I would have another technical question. We already talked about the fact that all the developments are frozen till 2021 regarding the bikes. But have you already discussed anything regarding the tires? I mean, I know this is a cost that doesn't belong to the teams, as the providers Michelin and Dunlop provide the tires for the teams. But did you have a talk about this? I mean, is it possible that also 2021 we will have the same tire selections as this year? But also for this year, I mean, if we have races, for example, let's say Argentina, the race, if we can have it in October, will be a completely different race that as it would have been in March. I mean, that the temperature and the weather circumstances will be completely different. So can you tell us anything regarding the tires?
The tires, as you know, and fortunately, we have a one tire rule in the three classes, which is, thank God, the best thing we could have had. We got the tires supplied free of charge. So financially, which is the main thing we want to talk about at the moment, we are safe. Then we know Michelin and Dunlop, they have the capacity, the know-how to adapt, to go to the racetrack, even if, the time of the year is a bit different. We always have different spec with harder construction, harder compound. And, I think both Michelin and Dunlop, they can prepare what we need. So I'm not worried at all about the tires. This is the last of our problem, and we are again lucky to have a one tire rule in the three classes. So this is just what I can say about the tires.
So if we are lucky and we can have a championship this year, let's say with 10 races, just to have an example. Could you already go more deep in planning or with the scenarios? For example, how long in advance you need to know that we will start the championship? I mean, just again to have an example. Let's say beginning of August, we figure out that traveling is possible again. So after that, how much time do the teams and also Dorna and the organizers need to be able to start the races?
Okay, so I believe we are all ready to race because we already, tested a lot, the Moto2, Moto3, and even one race. So we are ready. The material is ready. The riders are ready. And in terms of organization, this is not too difficult. But I don't think we will know a few days in advance only because clearly, we are not the one deciding when we can start. It is first the virus who decide when it will not disappear but be less active in order to help the world to start traveling, and what the authorities are planning. Only when that will be clear, then if it is possible to race, we will go racing because this is our main target is to race.
Yeah, but my question was, how much time do you need to know in advance? I mean, even if you are all ready to race, but still, I think a couple of weeks maybe is necessary to everyone to prepare everything and give a go. No?
For example, the first race is in Spain. We will know at least 1 month in advance that the authorities are allowing, the people to travel. I'm taking Spain, but it could be any other country. Yeah?
Sure.
So, if the authorities say from, 1st of August, as you say, or 1st of September, then you can travel. And if we have 1 month before, especially being in Europe, you don't have to book too many flights. And worst case scenario, you can even drive, like we did in the old days. So, this is more than enough. For sure, what we will do I believe, although this is not decided yet, but if we have to wait until so long, August, September, or October, anyway, let's take any date, we will have to have a minimum 2 days test before to have the teams and the rider getting used to the bike again, because then the break will be very, very long since beginning of March when we tested in Qatar, you know.
So first for sure we will need a test then.
Yes, I think everybody is clear on that, but that could be on the same circuit we're going in order to save time and money. You know, maybe we could do the previous weekend, maybe Saturday, Sunday, and then start the week later. I don't know, but all this has not been discussed yet because it's much too early.
Okay.
I'm just telling you this is my ideas and what could be happening. But again, don't get it as a done decision, because at the moment we don't want even to decide about that because it's too early, much too early.
Sure. And have you discussed already anything about the sporting or the technical rules? I mean, for example, just again to have an example, let's say we have 10 races. So under normal circumstances, we know that the teams have 7 engines per rider per season, except clearly KTM and Aprilia with 9. But so let's say we have 10 races. Did you already think about then in this case, let's say everyone can use 4 engines, for example?
No, we didn't think about that yet because it's impossible to think of how many races we will have. So that could be easily discussed, but all these technical matters that were very important before are now being secondary. A matter to worry, because I think we will know a lot in advance what is going to happen. So I think with 7 you have more than enough. But you can go, if let's say you have 20 races, you have 7 engines, so we could say, you do with 4. And I'm sure it's more than enough, but this is not a crucial thing. But clearly there will be a reduction because the factories will not spend the money to prepare, 7 engines per rider. Clear.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
But the problem is it's very difficult to think about when we start and how to make a calendar, because, okay, once we will be able to race, who is going to take the risk to organize a race? Because maybe some people will think, wow, I'm not going to sell any ticket, I'm going to lose a lot of money, so better wait for 21. So also the calendar will have to be, considered with where can we go at that time of the year, how is the weather there, and who has the possibility, because we also hear that in Malaysia they are banning events maybe until the end of the year. So, every country has its own rules and regulation and decisions. So we will have to understand what is every country rule scenario and what we can do. So that's why it's impossible to talk about any calendar in terms of when, but also in terms of where.
Sure. The last topic I wanted to ask you about is that we can know that the agreement, the current agreement between Dorna and IRTA will expire in 2021, so end of next year. What was the original plan when you wanted to start to talk about the next chapter of MotoGP, and how all will change possibly because of the current situation?
The world will be a lot different. This is for me sure. When we were talking about the new term of 22 to 26, with Dorna, with MSMA, with everyone, it was during late 18 and through 19. Everything we've been deciding has to be almost thrown away, because the manufacturer will be in a complete different position, situation, financial situation, and the sponsor, maybe we will lose some sponsor. So clearly, what was the plan and what was the idea and what was working well for everybody through 19, beginning of 20, even we are still talking, cannot be anymore the base of the discussion we will have. So let's wait. We don't need to talk about that. Now we need to understand, can we race in 20? We will do everything in our power, which is not big, to have races as much as we can. And you can tell that to the Hungarian fans, Dorna, IRTA, manufacturers, everybody wants FIM, wants races. And we will do everything we can. But if we can't, if we are not allowed, you know the story. And then we have to race in 21. We have to see how the world economy is recovering. What will be the situation? Who will want to organize the Grand Prix? And then we will discuss about technical matters, calendar, through 21. But based on what is the situation in 21, and now we cannot talk about what will be 21. Maybe the recovery will be quick. Maybe the recovery will take a long, long time. And that I cannot tell you now, and no economist has the clue right now. We are all in the fog. Very, very fog, deep fog. You know, we need to understand, we are going through an incredible tough time. If we are clever enough, brave enough, we will survive, and hopefully MotoGP will be even better and stronger when we will start again racing, because we will have taken the right measure in order to be, you know, to be coping with the new world, because it will be a new world.
Thank you so much, Hervé, and I wish you a lot of energy.
Thank you. I need energy, and I thank you for this. I thank you for your interest, and I also wish you, you know, stay healthy, don't get bored, think about the world, what we want to do with our planet in the next 10 years. And then hopefully the world will be better, and we will see each other with a big smile on our face as soon as possible.
I wish you the same, Hervé. Thank you so much again.